We've been playing hours upon hours of Pikmin 4, and we've been having ourselves a grand old time. However, if you're struggling out there, or you have yet to pick up a copy and want to prepare for the journey ahead, well, we put together 5 quick tips on how to get the most out of your Pikmin 4 experience. Let's get started right away with tip number 1, farming Ice Pikmin. You get these cool dudes right at the beginning, and they're a very valuable asset in combat. They can freeze enemies quickly if you have enough of them, but you're not able to spawn more of them over at the Onion until much later in the game when you collect the Ice Onion in the 4th level. So until you get there, the only way to retrieve Ice Pikmin is by going down into the caves that have them. There's quite a few of those caves in the first area, so you won't have to look too far. And the best part is you don't need to finish the cave once you've gathered the amount of Pikmin you need. Just go to the pause menu and leave the cave, and the Ice Pikmin you've collected will come back with you. So it's a pretty foolproof way of not running out of Ice Pikmin. Although I personally haven't lost many of them because they're just way too powerful. You throw a bunch of these at an enemy, they'll freeze right away, and then you throw the rest of the Pikmin at it, and then it just completely destroys them in seconds flat. So if you want to be an absolute beast in combat, be sure to bring those Ice Pikmin with you everywhere. Now the second tip I have for you is about raw materials. I had this situation where I went to Russ's shop to get some gear, and I actually ran out of raw materials after buying something, even though I wanted to buy something else along with it, so I was bummed that I was going to have to leave the hub area and find some more there. But then I decided to talk to some NPCs, the ones with exclamation marks on them more specifically, because that usually means you've finished one of their tasks. And it's really easy to just accidentally finish them without even trying. There are tasks as simple as increasing the Pikmin population, finding treasure. It's stuff you're already going to be doing out there anyway, so always be sure to check with the NPCs, because chances are they're going to give you a lot of raw materials so you can buy some more goodies. And this next one is kind of an obvious one, but it's very easy to forget. If you're looking for treasure, make sure to get Oatchie to sniff it out. Because more than likely, if you've collected 96% of treasure in an area, the rest that you're looking for is buried underground somewhere, so it's essential to have Oatchie sniff it out, especially if you didn't buy a treasure detector yet. Even then, the treasure detector isn't super reliable unless you're close to the treasure, so Oatchie's nose is very handy in this regard. And my 4th tip is something I've realized recently. So going back to Russ's lab, there's a lot of gear there that I didn't think I was going to use that much, namely the mines, but I bought them anyway because why not? I don't use them much out in the daytime areas, but for the night missions, oh, they are almost essential, especially when the enemies get tougher and tougher. I decided to use the mines for some crowd control when I saw 2 big enemies head towards the nest. I used some mines to destroy some of them without having to use the glow Pikmin, so it's really good to stock up on these explosives during these night missions, and maybe even caves as well, because there's going to be a lot of challenges down there that you'll find. So even though I thought those mines were going to be useless, I found them to be quite the opposite of that. And the final tip I have for you is basically to keep checking Russ's shop, especially for these specific items. I found the Idler's Alert and Homesick Signal. Those 2 devices are incredibly useful to maximize your Dandori skills, because what the Idler's Alert does is that when activated, it'll bring all the idle Pikmin that are just standing around in the world back to it. So if you're standing right next to the Idler's Alert, you'll get those Pikmin right back to you. No need to have to keep running back to the base whenever they drop off treasure or other items. And another one is the Homesick Signal. If you really need them back at the base because there's 5 seconds left on the clock, activate the Homesick Signal and they will run right back to base. These items will become available later. I found that they were available after I unlocked the 3rd area, but as soon as the Scorch Guards and Thermal Guards are available, you should definitely get those as well. You might be a fool like me and think that you'll never need them, but trust me, you will, especially when you get to the later caves. These will protect you and Oatchie from those fiery or icy attacks, and it'll just prevent you from stumbling upon the way. But those are my 5 quick tips for surviving the world of Pikmin 4. If you have any other tips, let me know what they are in the comments below. And until next time, bye-bye.